didn't make the news. No deaths, no shots. So while a case like this flies under the radar, it's also the kind of arrest that can grab the attention of federal investigators. Remember, right now in Phoenix police are under a top-to-bottom Department of Justice investigation.
And ABC 15 Chief Investigator Dave Biscabing found that recent DOJ probes in other cities focused on arrestees, just like the one you're about to see.
We're across the street from where it happened. When did it happen?
So it happened August 2nd of 2022.
This is Kenny Ronald McDonald, and we're across the street from PLEA, the Phoenix Law Enforcement Association, the police union. It's not the wisest place to do what Kenny did. While an officer was parked in the PLEA parking lot, he rode by and insulted the officer. Now, the audio doesn't begin until this point.
Have a good day.
Another officer shows up.
You know we could go code 6 and for right and left to center.
I'm not sure if I caught this on video or not, but the guy in the blue shorts was FaceTiming somebody, and he never got handed a piece of paper with policy on it, but I did.
Kenny is referring to the so-called zone, just a few blocks south. The two then go back and forth for the next 25 seconds.
Get in my way. It's called obstructing police operation. I'm going to a call right now. So, if you don't need anything...
I wasn't in your way until you stopped.
Okay.
The officers finished cuffing Kenny and put him into the patrol car.
I called him a dump, and it's very clear, that sent him over the edge. And, yeah, he arrested me.
Now, a lot more happens after this, and we'll get to that soon. But first, we need to talk about Phoenix and its DOJ investigation. It began 22 months ago, and as a reminder, it focused on 5 main areas, including excessive force and retaliating against protesters. Now, since it began, the DOJ's finalized investigations against 2 other departments, Louisville Metro PD in March and Minneapolis just last week. And the findings in those 2 cities stand out. Quote, LMPD violates the rights of people engaged in protected speech, critical of policing. And criticism of officers, even with profanity, is protected speech. Nevertheless, MPD officers routinely respond to protected speech with arrests and with force. Our reporting has exposed major scandals, maybe none bigger than Phoenix inventing a fake gang to charge this group as members. But the DOJ reports in the other cities not only focus on the high-profile cases, but on lesser-known arrests too. One example, an officer put a team in a neck restraint after he yelled, "F the police." So that takes us back to Kenny's arrest. After he's placed into the police SUV, several more officers show up, and they bring a digital fingerprint scanner.
Turn away from me.
What?
Turn away from me.
Why?
I'm going to take your fingerprint.
I'm not going to give you my fingerprints, homie.
It's not up to you.
I know, but I'm just not going to.
Well, it's not up to you.
Okay, I know.
All right, we'll pull you out and we'll force you then.
I mean, I'll get out.
Okay, we're going to force you.
I mean, okay, force me all you want.
I was trying to be nice.
Let's stop there. Here are Phoenix PD's policies. In the booking section, under suspect refusing fingerprints, it says physical force will not be used to obtain fingerprints. The officers start pulling on his fingers. He keeps his hands clenched, so officers take him to the ground and pile on, some kneeling on his back, some trying to pry his fingers open, this one pushing his head, face, and jaw into the ground on a 104-degree day. In their use of force review of the incident, Phoenix supervisors justified the force, claimed the reason for using force was for assaulting officers, and they didn't address whether or not it was appropriate to use force to get fingerprints.
Stop fighting us.
Officers had Kenny on the ground for more than 3 minutes. After, they took pictures of his face. Now, here are more findings from the DOJ on Minneapolis. Quote, MPD uses unnecessary force, including for failure to comply with orders immediately. MPD's inadequate force review system contributes to its use of excessive force. The lack of proper force review is dangerous. Kenny was initially booked on charges of obstructing government operations, criminal trespass, and aggravated assault. What did they say was your assault of them?
There's a couple parts where I think where they're saying that I did it. And you just see my finger. moving over and touching his hand.
That's what you guys do. That's what you guys do. You're a new one? Nope, I'm brand new. He's brand new. He's like a week on. We're trying to straighten him out, though.
I'm investigator Dave Biscobing, PC-15, Arizona.
So, in response to the report, Phoenix police released the following statement. This incident was recently brought to the attention of those at the highest level of our department. As a result, an investigation has been initiated. A spokesperson confirmed that investigation started yesterday, and when we reached out for comment, you're also probably asking what happened with this case. Well, the charges were finally dropped after 10 months on the morning of the trial. That's a whole other story, so you don't want to miss Dave's next report coming up on Monday.